our people in various provinces. The recently concluded meeting of the national officials deliberated on the kind of a cadre required to lead this new phase of our revolution in various provinces. The party requires leaders who possess special qualities as clearly explained in the constitution of the party. I quote, "Our commitment extends to all South Africans advocating for policies that ensure the equitable distribution of resources, enhance public services, and uphold the rights and dignity of every citizen." Close quote. This task can only be performed by a special character required to lead the party. It is a testament to our resolve to not only remember the past, but to actively shape a future that aligns with the highest aspirations of those who have paved the way for freedom and democracy. Through these leaders, the mpofu-walsh Party reaffirms its role as a custodian of the people's hope and a proactive agent in the pursuit of equality and justice for every South African. Today, we are announcing the appointment of the provincial conveners of the provinces of KwaZulu-Natal and Mpumalanga. For the MKP, the province of KwaZulu-Natal is very important and strategic because our organization is the largest political party in KwaZulu-Natal after the 2024 general elections. KwaZulu-Natal is important to the MKP because we will win in the foreseeable future. We will, in the foreseeable future, constitute government in the province, as is the largest and most supported political party in the province. We take this opportunity to announce that Comrade Willis Mchunu will be the provincial convener of mpofu-walsh. We all know Comrade Willis Mchunu. He is a struggle veteran and a seasoned cadre who has served in different responsibilities in the former liberation movement. He was a member of the KZN legislature from 1994 to 2019 and was Deputy Speaker and Speaker of the legislature. Comrade Willis Mchunu is the former Premier of the province of KwaZulu-Natal and currently the Deputy Chairperson of the province's Planning Commission. Comrade Willis Mchunu has the necessary political, ideological, and organizational capability to steer the party into a stable, responsible, and responsive movement in the province. Comrade Willis Mchunu will play a central and strategic role in the identification of leaders who will be appointed to lead the KZN at provincial and regional levels. We command that all structures of the MKP in the province must subject themselves to the leadership of Comrade Willis Mchunu, who will in the immediate be working with the deployees of the National High Command in the province. The appointment of Comrade Willis Mchunu as the convener means that all the leadership structures that existed in the province cease to exist, and all comrades who led the province are no longer leadership of the province. Our Comrade Willis Mchunu will play a leading role in reversing the devastating effects of the right-wing government of the DA and Inkatha Freedom Party. KwaZulu-Natal deserves a progressive government of forces that are not associated with apartheid. We can assure the people of KwaZulu-Natal that will, in the foreseeable future, constitute a responsible government. We also take this opportunity to announce that Comrade Advocate Usisiwe Mkhwebane will be the convener of Umkhonto Wesizwe Party in the province of Mpumalanga. Malibongwe, igama lankosikazi, wathinta imbokodo, wathinta abafazi.
Sakwamukela mamphela.
Advocate Mkhwebane is a seasoned public servant and true fighter for justice and equal rights, and we all bear testimony to that. She is the former public protector who was unlawfully removed from the office for confronting the status quo and asking necessary and relevant questions to the sitting head of state. Advocate Mkhwebane's consistency, composure, and professionalism will guide the province of Mpumalanga into absolute stability and progress. I want to repeat that again. Her consistency, composure, and professionalism will guide the province of Mpumalanga into absolute stability and progress. The MKP is the second biggest political party in the province of Mpumalanga, and we are the official opposition. The people of Mpumalanga deserve quality leadership, and we believe that Advocate Mkhwebane will play a central and leading role in the province of Mpumalanga. Aye, Mpumalanga, aye. The National High... My apologies, President, it was not in your statement. The National High Command will, over the next few weeks, be identifying and appointing leadership structures at provincial and regional levels. As we said before, we command that members of the MKP must avoid and resist the demons of factionalism and gatekeeping. We must avoid and resist the demons of factionalism and gatekeeping, comrades. The leadership collective is not confused about its immediate and long-term objectives and work, and will not do anything that seeks to compromise the organization. We are led by the president that is a chess master. We need to appreciate that. We are one of the fortunate. It's not in the speech, but we are one of the fortunate to be led by the president who is the chess master. We have an obligation, therefore, to understand and appreciate that we should reverse the government of national unity. We as MKP stand opposed to the so-called government of national unity. We reiterate our statement that this neoliberal coalition, spearheaded by the DA and sustained through alliances with apartheid-era beneficiaries, symbolizes a betrayal of the working class and the people of South Africa, such a sad state. It is an affront to the principles of the National Democratic Revolution. These developments reinforce our shared conviction. It is time for all progressive forces to come together and resist the neoliberal agenda aimed at deepening inequality, poverty, and the dismantling of public services crucial to our people's well-being. The DA-led coalition has perpetuated the indignity of South Africans by preserving a constitutional framework that serves the entire rather than the people. That serves the elite rather than the people. The constitution hailed as progressive has in fact become an obstacle to land reform and the restoration of dignity. It protects the property rights of those who historically stole the land and ensures the continued marginalization of the majority. Under the Umkhonto we Sizwe Party, we will scrap this constitutional supremacy in favor of one that prioritizes the dignity and sovereignty of the people. Thank you. We believe that only by returning to parliamentary sovereignty can we enact laws that truly reflect the will of the people and restore their dignity through land reform and the empowerment of traditional leadership. The dysfunctionality of the so-called government of national unity illustrated by its confusing foreign policy messages and statements in the current phase of the global balance of forces. The contradictory statement of the government of national unity allies in their approach to Russia and President Vladimir Putin are a cause for concern. It is utterly unacceptable and nauseating for the DA to distance the South African government or parts of it from an otherwise solid and sound historical and present relationship with Russia. South Africa has no enmity against President Vladimir Putin. He remains the good friend and ally of the global South and the African continent in particular. Russia constitutes the core company of the USSR, which provided solid political, ideological, diplomatic, and military support to the struggle against apartheid and colonialism. The relationship between South Africa and Russia is built on solid foundation of anti-colonialism and pursuit for common prosperity. Since 2010, South Africa and Russia have been common members of BRICS, alongside the progressive nations of Brazil, India, China, and now other progressive nations and countries of the world. It is therefore unacceptable for the DA to send mixed signals to the global community about South Africa. And we further state that our cordial relationship with Russia Federation does not need the DA to interfere in it. The unacceptable statements of the DA also reveal the irreconcilable principles amongst members of the so-called government of national unity. These irreconcilable differences and principles are not correct for the image, stability, and integrity of the country. The country's integrity is damaged globally because the wide comment of the so-called government of national unity is throwing mud at South Africa's allies in the global balance of forces. The leadership of Umkhonto weSizwe will, over the coming week, be visiting all provinces to present the Constitution and assess the presence of the organization in each and every region and sub-region. We'll, over the next few weeks, be circulating the Umkhonto weSizwe Party Constitution in all South African languages. Members of Umkhonto weSizwe Party are directed to workshop the Constitution and massive recruitment. Africa maibuye. Amandla!
Thank you, SG. Pansi ngeGNU Pansi. Viva Comrade Mkhwebane, viva. Viva. Viva Comrade Mkhunu, viva. Viva. That's not in the speech, but yeah. Okay, I'm going to take 5 questions at a go, and then we'll respond, the leadership will respond, and then we'll do the follow-on, if that's okay. So let's see with the raise of hands. Media. Pay when your research, UJ. Let's start over there. Yourself. 2. Okay. 3. 4. 5th one? No? Okay, let's go. Let's start with the first one.
President Zuma, thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Dennis Delvoort. I am a political journalist for Netwerk 24. President Zuma, just on Asgard Mkhwebane, when she left the EFF, it was quite obvious let's not say obvious, but a lot of analysts said that she would join MK Party. Why did you guys make the decision to let her join your party? Was it just purely because of her stature in politics, or is there something else in her personality that was very attractive to MK Party? And then my second question is, President Zuma, it is well known how that one of your big funders and allies, Louis Liebenberg, was arrested for an alleged diamond scam worth 4 billion rand. When he appeared in court yesterday, he was full of praise towards you and the MK Party. Can we just have a view from your side on his arrest? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Next question. I need the mic here.
Tami Sokova from Eyewitness News. My question is for Mr. Mkhunu. Mr. Mkhunu, I just wanted to know what are your reasons for joining the Umkhonto weSizwe Party? And I think as the SG has alluded, that the Umkhonto weSizwe Party received the most votes in KwaZulu-Natal. I know obviously you just started, but maybe if you can indulge us, is there a plan to make sure that as the biggest party in KwaZulu-Natal, that Umkhonto weSizwe is in government? Thank you.
Thank you. We'll get to spare at the back.
Thank you very much, spokesperson. Specifically, Simon from UJ Media. My question is for the President. Mr. President, what do you make of the new BRICS currency, and what do you think about South Africa's participation in BRICS for the past 5 years? And my second question is, the American elections are coming up soon, and what do you think this means for African politics? Thank you.
And the 4th question, right here at the end.
Thank you. My name is Mdntv, and with the SABC. As Secretary General, you said that the MK Party has recorded some growth. I wish I could know what growth do you mean? Do you mean the growth in terms of attracting, advocating Busisiwe Mkhwebane and Mr. Willis Mkhulu to the party, or in terms of numbers? How many members do we have? As you say, you've recorded a bit of growth. And secondly, Mr. President, there are people who are protesting outside or have been expressing their unhappiness. And one of the reasons is that they're saying that it seems the party seems to be parachuting new members who've just joined the party into leadership roles. And at the expense of those who've been in the party, who've worked the ground and made the MK party a party to be reckoned with as it is today. And maybe thirdly, and as a parting shot, Mr. President, what are you saying to those who are saying, if you are gone, if you're no longer leading the party, this party will go the same route as the Congress of the People, and even parties like your EFF, who seems to be really experiencing some hemorrhage in terms of membership, people leaving the party. What are you saying to those who say you're only the face of the party? If you go on, the party is likely to die and follow the route of the same political parties like the COP? Thanks.
The party wants to tell you President Zuma is not going anywhere. I think the first question was regarding Advocate Mkhwebane joining MK Party. What is the reason for her joining? I'll get the head of the presidency to give clarity on this one.
Thank you. Good evening, President and leadership. I'll answer not on why Advocate Mkhwebane joined. I think she will answer that. We're answering on why MK Party received her so warmly. And we explained in the statement that in the previous media briefing, we did indicate that the intention of the MK Party, guided by President Zuma, is to attract all South Africans who have demonstrated their resilience and commitment in fighting for the struggle of the liberation of black people in South Africa. And when Comrade Mkhwebane joined, the president, guided by that foundational principle of the organization to attract and harness all the talents of black people that are fighting for the total liberation of our people. The president, in his wisdom, felt that Mkhwebane, Commander Mkhwebane, because this advocate is distorting her position currently. Commander Mkhwebane has, over a period of time, in front of all South Africans, demonstrated that is not part of the captured, is not part of the establishment, even at the expense of her own political career. Has demonstrated, as the Constitution of Umkhonto we demands, that we do not join for purposes of self-enrichment, and is one of the few in South Africa, following in the footsteps of deputy presidents of the party, who have risked their own livelihood and comfort for the interest and the benefit of the people of South Africa. And this is the kind of leadership and leadership that President Zuma requests that members of Umkhonto we identify in all other parties, so that we can attract them to come and join Umkhonto we and assign them responsibilities as and when it's necessary.
I think at that point, let me allow Commander Mkhwebane to also just respond.
Thank you, Program Director, President Zuma, the leadership, SG, the leadership of the party, which is here. Indeed, I joined Umkhonto we because I felt that it's the home which understands the persecution of the black people, the oppression, the challenges which we are facing and fighting the captured system. So I could relate with the constitution of Umkhonto we. I mean, it's what it needs to be done to liberate our people. So angalahleki ngisekhaya. So I decided to accept.
Thank you, Commander Mkhwebane. The question on our relationship as a party with Louis Lindbergh, taking into consideration the comments that he made yesterday. SG.
Thank you very much. As a rule, the party does not really like to comment on court matters. So I think we'll also observe that. But however, I think it's no secret that the leader and the comrade Louis Liebenberg has demonstrated, despite all persecutions, that he is loyal and he believes in President Zuma. And we hope that most of us will follow in their footsteps. And those that still doubt loyalty, Liebenberg is a full proof of what loyalty is a definition of what loyalty is. I think that's what we should take, and that's what we should concentrate on. Thank you very much. And thank you very much. While I'm here, let me also deal with the issue and the question of protest that we see in terms of outside. I think it's what one can say as the Secretary General of the party is that we still have, in terms of educating our members, we still have a lot of work that we need to do. What we did pick up is that immediately when the media briefing, so when the announcement or when we sent in terms of the press briefing that we're going to have, there was a lot of what comrades interpreted it to mean. And we all know that anxiety can make us, I'm a doctor by profession, anxiety can make us to behave differently. You worry about your position as an individual. So it's not an uncommon incident within that, but the party will take it upon itself to educate the members about the processes that what can be followed, but also what the party stands for. So it's just showing us that we have a lot of work that we need to do. We do welcome, as much as it's unfortunate, because we're a party that is transparent, that does not want to hide within a corner. That's why this thing was announced in terms of the public that will be here as the party, the leadership of the party. Fortunately, all of us have seen what the media briefing has been about. It was about the announcement of the two conveners for KZN and Mpumalanga. But we further stated that we will also be visiting provinces so that we are able to do the same in terms of leadership structures. The first thing that was important to us is that we had to have foundational principle documents, Constitution, Code of Conduct. And I thought what also is going to be an undertone, an underlining factor is that the party now has got a constitution that is very progressive, that will continue to attract a lot of progressive minds within the party. And that's what we need to be advocating and concentrating, while we also take along our members with us, so that we can all just see the future that it's about uniting and liberating all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, SG. The next question was, what are Comrade Mkunu's reasons for joining Mkhonto Wesizwe? Commander Mkunu.
Thank you very much, Program Director, Comrade President, leadership of MK Party, members of MK Party and media. I have stated many reasons in my resignation letter. Therefore, I will forward that resignation letter if the member of the media presents me with the contact details. But it's important to indicate that at that stage, I did not indicate which party appealed to me. It is only now that I can say to the people of South Africa, to the people of my province in particular, I had interactions with the leadership of MK Party. And today, I have the singular honor to thank the leadership, thank the President and the leadership for accepting my application to be a member of MK Party. As the person said, that KwaZulu-Natal, in fact, the statement of the Secretary, in my view, spoke to KwaZulu-Natal as a very important but also complicated province. But those of us who stay in that province have aspirations. Some of our aspirations have not been met, and I dare say, having been in the leadership of my erstwhile party, we must admit that there are things that we were incapable of doing for the poor, for those people who belong to the working class. We were not able to do those things. Here is an opportunity that presents itself. People, particularly the working class, on their own, without being cajoled by any means, decided to make MK Party their choice. Now, if you sit there and you are a politician, you must ask yourself a question: why did they choose MK Party? And in my view, they chose a party that has an opportunity to now do what we were unable to do in the past for the people who belong to the working class, Africans in particular, because those are the people who have been at the receiving end of this political system up to now. Now, in that sense, therefore, my reason for joining MK Party is that it is the people's choice. It is also my choice. It is the hope. In my view, it is the only hope for the future for the people of the working class. Thank you. I hope that
Thank you, Commander Mkhulu. Now, we go to the next one, which is the BRICS currency. What President Zuma's views are on the BRICS currency. But what I'll do, I'll propose, maybe we leave that to the end. And then President can close off with that. Because President always has the last word. What we'll go to is the question around, so we've answered the protesting, what happens when the President is gone? President will respond to that himself. That's it. Let's check, are there more questions? So we can take the last round, and then President will close also with his questions. There's the first question there.
Thank you very much, spokesperson, and greetings to everyone at the top table and my colleagues. My name is Mawandi. I work for the Sunday World. I have asked this question before, and I'll repeat it, and directly to you, President Zuma, because last time you didn't answer me when I asked this question. It's me here, and I was wearing exactly this shirt. So,
are you wanting my shirt?
No, I was wearing exactly this shirt when I asked this question. So the question is, President Zuma, I asked it, I think it was 2 press conferences away, where I said, you speak about MK Party being for the unity of Africans, which I think everyone welcomes. It's a good idea. but the actions don't seem to follow that idea. Why do I say so? In this regard, we have Umama Umkwebane next to you, who told us that she was poached from the EFF, which is in bed with MK Party in the Progressive Caucus. So, are we then to believe that the MK Party is genuine in this unification of progressive forces or black people in general, if it is poaching among parties that it deems as those progressive forces? That's number one. Number two, one of the issues that have been a bone of contention among new parties, we know that parties that get represented in parliament, there's monies that get dispersed from parliament for constituency work, oversight work, and stuff like that. In this regard, my question is, who handles the MK Party finances from parliament as things stand? Thank you very much.
Okay, next question. From newsroom.
Good afternoon, this is Nico Mhlaba from Newsroom Africa. Just a few questions. Just picking up on my colleague next to me's question on the issue of Mr. Liebenberg. I just want to get clarity. Is the relationship between Mr. Liebenberg and the party or with the president of the party, Mr. Jacob? Just that clarity. Secondly, looking at where things are as far as the GNU is concerned, Mr. President, and how the party seems to be very much against the GNU, should things don't work out in that current setup, is the MK considering stepping in, being in alliance with the ANC, as you said that the alliance between the ANC and the DA under that GNU umbrella is not working out? Is the party considering maybe, to start conversations with the ANC or other members of the GNU, or if talks were to be open, would the MP party listen to that? Thank you very much.
Okay, do we have a third question? Yes.
Thank you, spokesperson. Mr. President, Pizzo Malamani Kai News. Mr. President, the people in South Africa remain not free economically, no jobs, still struggling. In the meantime, the MKP being an opposition, what is it that you are doing or you are planning to do, despite being in government, to give hope to the people? Thank you.
Thank you. We have I think there's a question there. Okay, so let's reflect. Mam Kwebane, the poaching. They are talking about, you said, your post. They forget Commander Mazolman is Kosana.
Thank you so much. Yes, I think it's very critical that we understand, and that has been said over and over again, and has been done even in the past during apartheid, the principle of divide and rule. So we know the Oppenheimers and all, they funded all these small parties to continue dividing. This is not a poaching. You know, MK and EFF are progressive parties in parliament. And in all the provinces, we are working together. So the minute we remove that element of perpetuating that negativity that people are being poached, it's so wrong, because at the end of the day, we should be working as these black progressive parties to achieve what President Zuma has been saying all along. And as the Chief of Staff has said, that, they've seen the persecution, our resilience, our love for the African people, and we stood our ground against the system. Therefore, I think let's just do away with thinking that we are being poached. Yes, I'm married to Commander Skosan. Yes, we are Africans. Yes, as well, for me, I'm not lost. Hence, I said I'm at home, because the principles which we are all fighting for are to fight for the poor and the marginalized. I mean, if I check that, I'm taken to Mpumalanga, where 35% of the population there is unemployed. Mpumalanga is one of the richest in mineral resources, coal and everything. Mpumalanga is the richest in agriculture. But look at the poverty. So I think let's just move away in all aspects, youth and women, everyone. Let's just focus on how can we take these progressive parties forward. So I think for me, that's purely that. And I think let's just discuss, Oguti, from now onwards, how can we work together to change the status quo in
The essence of the message is focus on the right things. TG?
I want to reflect on the question from the same shed. Who controls the monies of the MKP from the parliament? There is no one beside the Treasurer General of Mkhonto. And again, on the progressive parties, MKP is the home for all progressive parties. All of us will end here. Thank you.
Thank you, TG. I think we've actually covered most of the questions that were asked. So, President, the moment has come where people want to know, when it comes to geopolitics, what's your view on the BRICS currency? What is your view on MK's position relating to the US elections? And also the relationship with Mr. Liebenberg. But I'll hand over to you, President, to give us guidance.
Do I have to answer this? Okay. Siyabonga baba. Siyabonga hlakaniphani manje Nkosi. Hlakaniphani siyabonga. I'm not sure ukuthi imibuzo yonke ibalulekile really. Abantu abanye besuke beyibuzela nje. For an example, ukuthi ngithini ngokhetho lwaseMelika. Ngiyabona bengithi nje ngeke ngize ngisho lutho lokho. Ngizothini? Yini nje entsha nendala eMelika. Ungaziphela nje uthatha isikhathi uchaza ukuthi uyabona ke siyabona ukuthi uzokwazi kanje. Asebenzile nje. Mhlawumbe ngaphendula nje eminye imibuzo. Ngizocela nje ningikhumbuze uma umbuzo ukhona usalile bakhe. Waphela niphendule yonke imibuzo ngokwazi kwami nangokuzwa kwami. Well, so far as United States, I don't think there is anything else you can say. Was it just one and the same? Once there are elections there, is there anything that has ever changed after the elections? Nothing. It's just the same. Their view about the world is the same. They're going with the wrong people, causing problems. I mean, what else do you say? Unless you just want a story to be repeated that the United States is United States. It does things in its own way. It has been a problem to us. We can give you But of course, for news, everything is important. I do understand that. Not a problem. I think the other issue that was raised relates to the issues that have been responded to. Why are we having members choosing to join this new dynamic party, Mdntv party? I think it is absolutely important for us, particularly we who has suffered in this country, even if we have to do journalism, but to look at the truth, at the reality. I'm sure when we said an organization that was established in this country by our ancestors to liberate black people, which is called African National Congress, reached a point, and I must also put something. The current president, when he came in, the ANC began to move in a different direction. And that's a fact. That, I think, for the first time, made other politicians in the ANC to feel it was no longer doing what it was established to do. And that's when people left the ANC. It's a political important point to know, because we are not asking the critical questions. I would have asked, what made you to leave the ANC, if I were to ask my good sister? What made you to leave the ANC? I'm sure you all know how much she was attacked, everything done. You don't ask such questions deliberately. She had to leave the ANC and joined the party she joined, because she couldn't stay in the ANC. The ANC was impossible to stay in. She followed others who were part of the problem, that the ANC was no longer following what it was established for. If I was a journalist, I would have asked so many questions along that path. Why? Because at the time, the party she went to seemed to be the party better than if you're a politician. And she went there, and quite a number of other people did go there, because there was no other alternative. When all of us realized that the ANC was literally dead, being killed, murdered, oh sorry, strong word. We then took a decision to establish the party of the people of this country, as we understand it, Mdntv. Politicians who are able to put things and see what is right, what is wrong, they have been coming to the ANC. Sorry. But tells you I grew up there, guys. In any way, I'm a member of the ANC. If you forget, I am. Former members of the ANC, people of this country, see Mkhonto weSizwe as a solution to our problems. A politician will not just stay in a wrong place when there is a correct place politically. When you know, I can make a contribution, I can change this country, I can bring real freedom. It is Mkhonto weSizwe. Why do you question them? Because we are also political journalists. You ought to be saying, fine, we understand you've taken your decision. Why do you question, why did you go? If you talk about this comrade and that comrade, they've been in the ANC. They reached a point where the ANC was no longer the ANC we wanted. There was an organization that was established by former members of the ANC that they must go to. It's a straightforward thing. It's not a complicated thing that needs so much questions from the media. I'm telling you the truth. The truth as it is. I thought that if you're a journalist, you ask questions from all directions. Don't ask one-sided, only to find whether there is a small, what you call it. And I'm saying this because why should people be shocked that Babu Mkhunu no mama? Because what we are going to see is many former ANC or ANC members coming to Mkhonto party. But this is what is now the way to final freedom. Why should they take small routes when there is road to freedom? It's as simple as that. The fact that we're saying, there are problems, there are problems. You know, if I studied to be a journalist, I would be saying things that take us forward, not backwards. Because, I mean, you don't have to say what happens. Because there is the leader, there is a party, there is whatever. As a politician, you are driven by your political beliefs in the main. It's not because you want just to go around. It's not at all. You know, if I could be a young man again, I would go and study to be a teacher of journalist. Oh yes, I would. And help them what questions to ask that will help make those who are doing wrong things to correct themselves. I wouldn't do it for the sake of it. South Africa is in trouble. Have you ever seen the enemy that who fought for liberation for not decades, centuries? In a short time after freedom, you say, these are our brothers, these are our good fellows, we are with them, we'll work with them against the majority. Because that's what is said, you know the results. The case is coming, by the way, to show how much this party was number one. Our party was number one. People did everything technically to change and make it number 3, number 4, whatever. We could even make it number last. Not true. We said when we spoke after the elections, the damage is too big. They must not rush to conclude that these are the parties that won. They continued, but unfortunately for them, the times have changed. Now, what's wrong with comrades who have been in an organization that was to liberate this country, and at a certain time they move away because they can see it's going direction which was not theirs? And when the party, which is the party following the correct route, when they come here, why should they be persecuted? Ask, why do you do this? Why do you join? No, man, think your questions properly so that we can discuss the serious political issues. And let me also talk about the people who are protesting. I hope they are listening as well. They are missing the point. They seem to have joined our party for reasons that are slightly different from us. And if there are cadres of Umkhonto, Lowetu, they must stop doing it. This organization has not finished a year. It's new. Everybody here is new. There's nobody who's older than others. There is anyone who's protesting is misled. And those people don't understand what is MK. The fact that they can even talk that, no, what is that? These are comrades, they know. All of them. We suffered together. And I take it that they are in MK because they suffered of problems. They can't be a problem themselves. You know, if you say, what is that? This organization is here to finish the revolution of this country. And you can even, and it has been done in many political things, that other politicians recruit others for specific purposes. You can't make that an issue. Then if somebody is feeling there's a problem, so why don't they go to the organization they want and leave us? No, I want to warn people who are calling themselves members of Umkhonto Wesizwe, but they act like members of the thing I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand. Those people, it means they joined the ANC for positions, not to help us complete our own freedom in South Africa. And if they start doing that, I'm telling you, we are going to have a problem with it. It is also putting Umkhonto Wesizwe at a position where we don't know what we are doing. Kunabantu abangenele nje bona ukuthi bazofuna ikhundla. Because when we put people, all of us, it's because we think there is a role we are going to play. How could you within Umkhonto Wesizwe undertake a struggle to fight Umkhonto Wesizwe just for positions? Who guys who know them, who are they? Talk to them. It's wrong. It's actually against the principles of our organization. They are not here to attack other members. Our duty is to recruit more. We want 2/3 majority. They are fighting against it. What is that? No politics. And they even have the guts to stand in public, have placards. What is that? You know, my politics, I've never talked politics to make other person get happy because I say this. I say what I think need to be said. That's my politics. That is why I'm advising our brothers and sisters that please, in your job of being people who collect news, establish news, do it correctly. Deal with the issues as they are. There are people here, if they do wrong things, there will be just one day. There are people who have committed crimes that no one has ever did in this country, except them. But you guys say nothing. That's not the issue to the journalists. We are here to complete our revolution. And we ask every South African to join us. And people who understand this very well are going to join Mkhonto Wesizwe because they want us to liberate the black person. We want 2/3 majority. If people join us, why do we have a problem as journalists? Why do we have a problem if they join us? If they are given positions, and then they must be questioned. Why? Why did you do this? No. Ngiyala bawethu. Ngiyala bafowethu nodadewethu. Let us come here, deal with issues clean, fair, fine. And I hope Marabazo second Labangapani. I would like to talk to them. Today, not in Elingila. Because we did not say join Umkhonto to come for problems. Join Umkhonto to help us complete our journey. That is critical. Young moving to Umkhonto Bentanda. But let me say, we are in the process of establishing our organization. It's very young. We are in the process, and we could not start by final things. That's wonderful. And in politics, there are problems always. It depends how the politicians handle their parties, their countries, their everything. And anyway, I'm near getting jar. BRICS currency. You know, if you knew, BRICS had just started. BRICS has just started. We were in Lily Zola Peshe, El Kurno Lumizogala. Not Gulamazo Sechonala. Asechonala. Abelu. What? France. Mau Benela is French royalty. Bondo, eh? Bonjour. we were in France. Whenever we went to France, not France, anywhere where we were holding a conference, global conference of the big countries, we as BRICS would go there a day before to meet and prepare ourselves. And it was in that meeting where South Africa raised the issue of the dollar dominating the world. And South Africa said BRICS is equal to the world in terms of the population and in terms of the economy. Why are we dominated by the dollar? Why don't we create our own? That's how this came about. And South Africa said, why don't we create the BRICS? BRICS what? And it was agreed that in fact we can have a currency that will dominate the world from this organization. And I was part of that meeting.
Yes.
I was part of that meeting. And I was very clear that our own, as BRICS, in no time, we will reach the point where we will be a group that will change the world. And I'm telling you, other people or the countries made a mistake by attacking BRICS countries. Each and every one, you might not know. Let's say Latin America, England, Brazil, it was attacked first. They even imprisoned former president there and later released him because he had no case. They changed the ruling party in India as a way of dealing with this new BRICS, right? They then used their media to look down and criticize the Chinese economy. But China was too big to deal with. They removed some fellow in South Africa before he finished his term. Oh yes, oh yes. That was part of the attack. And they made the biggest mistake and attacked Russia. Part of the war in Russia and it comes from what we are talking about. They did not know that that block of countries was now as powerful as the rest of the world, and they were ready to deal with it. What happened? You take Malayala Panaktoile. No. Huh? BRICS currency. Do you know that as a result of their mistake to do so, they increased the countries that are now part of BRICS. They are applying to be part of BRICS. We were changing the world. We're changing the world that has been dominated by the Western countries for a long time. That's politics. That's scientific politics. And therefore, the BRICS and BRICS currency, if you notice, is now dominating the world. The dollar has been in trouble. The Western countries have agreed that yes, the dollar is in trouble. It's when we are doing things properly, when you know what to do, what not to do. So that's what it is. The dollar will never be the currency to dominate the world because it goes with the economy. It is a BRICS country today that is #1 economy in the world. The world is changing, and we are changing the world. We are changing our country as well. And I think it is absolutely important for us to be truthful and think properly. I'm very happy that you are here. We are not very slow moving to change this country. Perhaps I must not tell you the figure. This country will be changed. Because we mean business. This country of ours is such an important country in the world, and we need to be serious about it. We need to be serious about it, because we are not serious, in my view. That's why I'm saying, when I come here, I'm waiting for very serious questions. Yeah, they were serious questions, not of, but someone, Shemban. So kuyiwo nje ngoba ungabuza noma yini ukhulume noma ubani. Mina ke ngikhuluma ngoba ngine experience. Ani ngihlaselanga iminyaka the whole year hlaselwa nje. Tuzuma kuyantshontsha. Isigebengu. Kodwa bakaze bathwele ngisho uthi likamentshise nantshontsha umuntu. Kodwa kubhaliwe amaphepha sabhaliwe phela mayibhaliwe ahlale ibhaliwe. Thank you, Baba. Thank you. We Baba will sit down here.
Thank you, Mr. President. By the way, when you hear the President from time to time, at the slip of a tongue, mention the former liberation movement, is because he is a dual member. He's got dual membership. And that brings me to announce that on the 1st of November, the President is going to be appealing the NTC of the former liberation movement and his membership. So we're going to be very busy. On the same 1st of November, because I know you guys are going to be calling me, we are also going to be applying for a leave to appeal, Part A of Dr. Hlophe's involvement in JSC. So that is not going away. So just to make you with that, that brings the program to an end. Thank you very much for coming through, and drive safely. Members of the media, Mkondo, seasoned leadership at the back, members, thank you very much for coming through. Thank you, guys. Oh. And to my immediate left, the Deputy Chair, General Court. Let me also then introduce Ubab Willis Mkhunu.